Today's episode is brought to you by ProBook Sports. ProBook Sports is an all-in-one application for your sports and team needs. ProBook Sports has your calendar, your nutrition, as well as film all in one application to help your team and help with team management. In all honesty, going off the cuff here, I was able to see a demo of ProBook Sports, and honestly, I was blown away. This application had everything that when I was coaching, would have wanted. They have film, which you can break down film as well as tag players, and that they have nutrition. If you're looking to help a player who wants to meet a goal to get into shape and to eat healthier, they have nutrition in there, as well as they have a calendar. So if you have a bus, time changes, anything like that, this calendar updates in this app. The best part about this app is it alerts your players. You can tag players. You can help players reach goals. I honestly got lucky enough to see the demo of this app, and I really enjoyed it. And it's everything I've ever would want as a coach. So if you're a coach that's highly interested in getting involved in this application or would like to see what ProBook Sports is all about, reach out to them at ProBook Sports on Twitter or at ProBook Sports on Instagram, and they'd be happy to give you a demo of the application as well too, if you're interested. Or if you cannot reach out to them, feel free to DM me and I will send you right to them. Now for today's episode. All right, on today's show, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Moses Muse. He is a junior linebacker for St. Ray's football team. Moses, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing really well. Moses, first of all, before we get into it, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Means a lot to me. So I want to know, how does it feel to have a regular off season compared to last year and getting ready for the upcoming season?
It feels so much better. It's like football is finally back, like actually back. The spring season was fun, but it wasn't like football. It wasn't like that feeling, that rush that you get like with the regular season.
Yeah, it's gotta be weird that like play football in March and like play like that. And I think I'd spoken to David Farber about this. He was saying the same thing. It was like very like it's weird to go from the cold to the hot instead of the hot to the cold. So that's it's got to be very, very interesting to make that switch. But I'm glad that you guys have football back. It looks like there's going to be no mask, so that's a great thing as well too. Yeah. So I want to take a little step back before we talk about the upcoming season and everything like that. I want to know, how did you fall in love with the game of football?
So it started back a while ago when I was 7. Well, first I played before, like I was like 6'5", maybe. It was like flag football, and I didn't really like enjoy it. I quit. I ended up quitting, and then I ended up like getting back into it because my brother. And then ended up switching teams. There was a team called North End 49ers and another team called Providence 49ers. There were 2 different leagues, preteen and AYF. So when I made the switch to AYF and I started playing like tackle football and stuff like that, that's when I really got into it and started liking it. And I started watching it more. And I feel like I just got inspiration from like the NFL, like people in the NFL, like watching them play and just have so much fun. And another like part of my inspiration was just my coaches, my youth coaches. They helped me out a lot. They helped me out to this day. And like they just showed me love. And I just felt like this game is just for me.
That's awesome. That's great. It's got to be a great feeling to know that too, that the game's just for you, and to fall in love with the game and like the quit and then come back to it. That's crazy that led you back to it, and just a team switching up and playing tackle. Was there a player that played a position that really the linebacker position, or someone that really inspired you to like really want to play that linebacker position?
So not really. The player that I looked up to was Antonio Brown.
Okay. Yeah.
But like there are players like Ray Lewis that like I look and just see like, and Ryan Shazier. And
that's great. And how did you become such a versatile player? Because when you look at your stats and everything like that, I mean, you play all different sides of the ball. You play offense, you play defense. You can kick the ball. I see as well too. So what like, how does versatility come? Did someone train you in different aspects, or did you they just felt like you could play either side of the ball?
Um, it was in youth. In youth, I played a lot of positions because I was obviously bigger than most kids that like played in the league.
Yeah.
Um, and they just like made me try out new things. Like first I started on the line, then they started like feeding me the ball a little. Then they made me run routes. I never played quarterback, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. But like I feel like in youth, it was just such a great experience, and I had so much fun playing like all these different positions. And I just feel like now in high school, I feel like I could just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of how much I did it like in youth.
That's awesome, and it's really transitioning to the high school level. We could see, I mean, between both offense and defense, especially this past year with your offense was wow, especially in 5 games, what you were able
Yeah.
to accomplish. But let's talk about your freshman year. I mean, your freshman year, what was it like to actually just play up at the varsity level, get ready to play, and be able to play those 15 games regular or 10 games in the regular season, and how did you make that an impact so quickly?
So freshman year, it was scary. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, oh man, they're gonna be big. Like seeing like on TV, watching like high school players, I was just like scared. But when I got there, it was nothing but like motivation, like from everybody, like, yo, you got this. Like, um, I had my coaches. My coaches were there at my
Mhm.
first high school game, and it just gave me motivation. I believed I had a pick six that game,
Wow.
my first game, and I had like 6, 7 tackles. And it was just like a lot of motivation from my teammates and like everybody's just there. It was just amazing.
That's crazy. And to know, I mean, your first year and first 10 games, you had tackles, you have 53 tackles, 22 assisted on a total of, well, I think that's like 75, or that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy to start out a season like that to come in as a freshman and be able to do that. Like, what was it? Did you feel like the game was slowing down for you, or do you feel like it's just kind of like it just comes naturally at that point?
Yeah. I feel like it's just like, I feel like it's experience too. Like all
Mhm.
the experience I have.
That
Like some kids just go and start in high school. They start playing football in high school. And I feel like that was something I didn't do. And like it's working out for me.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And then last season was a bit crazy with everything with COVID and waiting
Yeah.
and it's tough
It
because
was it was nerve wracking. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say, how did it feel to it kept getting pushed back, but once you finally heard that football was coming back, especially in March, how did you feel? What was that like?
it
The
was
feeling?
it was exciting. Like I was really happy. And I felt like good for the seniors and everything because like that was something that they weren't gonna have for the last time. And not knowing that their junior was gonna be their last season playing. And I felt like it was just something that like had to be done and it got done and it was good.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out for you guys, especially like you. And I like that you mentioned that was especially for the seniors. That's awesome for them. What was it like, just to play the 5 game season? What was it like to be able to get that in, as well as to I know you guys made the Super Bowl, but what was it like to play in that 5 game season?
So the 5 game season it was I mean it was like it was a season at least, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we still had fun definitely like with the team like um we just like get along so well. Like we don't just play football. Like some of us like play basketball, all that. We all play different sports. So we get along really well. So when it's just like practice and all that, it's just like it's so much fun. And even with something like 5 games, it's just a lot of fun still. Like playing football, you're just there together. And it was a fun season really, but I really wanted more games. It was nice though.
Yeah, never enough. It wasn't enough for the
Yeah.
5 games. You felt like you could play more, but I mean, still same thing. Last year in 5 games, you had 27 tackles and 10 assisted, 2 sacks, and then you had 237 rushing yards and 307
Yeah.
all-purpose yards. I mean, what does that say? Because you started? Did you just start playing running back more last year as well too?
Yeah, I started playing running back more. I only got like 5 touches my freshman year because we did have an all-state. We had
Yeah.
an all-state running back. And this year, last season, he gave me like the ball more, a little more, and just like, I don't know how to say it, like
Just
getting me into it more,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because he did like ended up like trying to put me on both sides, but my freshman year, it was something I wasn't used to, and I was like tired to get back on defense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's where like I kind of like it more, defense, and I was using up a lot of energy on offense and defense. So it was something that I needed to like get used to or like transition into.
Playing both sides. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough to like play, not a lot of rest in between
Yeah.
plays and everything like that. And how did it feel? I know it wasn't the turnout that you wanted to be, but how did it feel to make the Super Bowl?
It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt really good. We knew this team just had so much potential. And when that pushback year, when they pushed us to D2, we just knew like we had a lot to accomplish. We knew the odds were against us and everything, but like we pushed through. We didn't get the result we wanted, but I feel like it was a good season. For all of us, it was the experience that we needed for the season to like get us back into it.
That's great. And do you have a favorite game that really sticks out to you last year in the shortened season?
Um, Honestly, if I were to pick a game, it would be. Let me think. Westward. Well, all right. I want to say the first game.
Okay.
The first game against Westward was just a lot of fun, and um, it was just so much fun because obviously, like we had the opportunity to like try out our plays and do that because we are just scoring so much, and it was just so much fun just being out there, just having fun. It's a good feeling, like
Yeah.
when you know like that what your team is capable of, and like we knew like, oh, we're this good, but it was just like the feeling that we got when we finally like did what we like said we're capable of. It was just like it was so good. It was just amazing.
That's awesome. And I'm sure it's got to be great to even witness it and see it, especially to play that playing against
Yeah,
work and be able to experience that. And then also, what does it feel like to be named first state?
it feels good. It feels really good.
That's awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So after the season's over with, what's the biggest thing that you worked on during this off season? If you could talk about it. If not, if it's a secret, we won't tell anyone. So
So I went to a lot of camps. Well, not really a lot. I went to Bryant, UConn, Brown. I went to like a showcase
yep.
in Virginia. And I feel like I should have went to more, but it was just the time that I had. Also working out with my teammates. Um, is just like I feel like that's something that we always do every season. We just work out a lot. And yeah, that's what we basically do to get prepared for like the regular season.
That's great. And what were those camps like, that experience of like, playing with other players across, New England or even the nation, and
Yeah.
like being able to see other competition? What's that like?
Um, it's nice, like seeing like you're not the only one that could do what you're capable of. I met a kid from Alaska
Really?
at the Brown camp. I met a kid from Alaska, and it's just like it's crazy to see like football could bring like so many people together, and it's mind blowing. It's amazing.
That's so cool to like, I'm kind of
Yeah,
shocked. That's awesome that like, and like you said, football and I think sports in general can just bring people together, and you
yeah,
meet people around the world that I don't think you'd ever think you would cross just without playing the game of the sport.
yeah.
That's great. And then what's your goal for the upcoming season?
Um, we want to come back. We want to get back to the championship and finish. We have unfinished unfinished business.
You got
Unfinished business. I don't want to speak too much like on like our season and all that, but
yeah.
that's definitely a goal that we have.
Hey, that's a great goal to have and very exciting. And I hope it works out for you guys to get, I won't say it because I don't want to jinx anything. So
Yeah.
I hope everything works out well for you guys this year. And I know the unfinished business. I know what you mean by that. And then, so one position you would like to play in just one game or one down or one play if your coach could put you in for one play.
Like just random.
Just a random, any position you want. Just like any position that you would like to play.
I mean, the dream is quarterback. Just like one play, quarterback.
All right.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but
we're gonna get like a hashtag going. We're gonna tag a coach in this. Let them know that you want to play quarterback. let them know that maybe one play, just let you throw it or something.
Yeah.
Like a little Tebow play or something, like a wildcat.
Exactly.
There you go. And now you played basketball too. What was that like? And are you still playing basketball?
Oh yes, basketball. I feel like basketball is a lot of fun. And it's something to do while I'm not playing football.
Yeah.
Like during the winter, I play for the St. Race team.
Yeah.
I play center, but like, it's still fun. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, players from our football team play basketball too. So it's still like fun all around, all year round. We're just playing all these sports. I feel like that's something that's mandatory, like having this connection. I also played AYA this summer.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun too. It was a lot of fun.
How was that? How was that playing in that AYA league over for basketball?
It was good. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Like it was just a great experience.
What team did you play on?
I played on Rebels, black team.
Okay. Who'd you play with?
I don't know if you know Bernard. You probably know Bernard.
Yep.
Mifta, it was a young group.
Yeah.
Mifta, this kid Ricky, he goes to Central. It was just like from different schools.
Yeah.
Mostly Juanita Sanchez, Marcos Miranda.
Yep.
And yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome. That's great that you mix up play other sports. Now, are you gonna play any spring sports, or is it gonna be football in spring?
I played spring. I played I played volleyball. Is
Do
that
you?
spring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played volleyball.
Oh, how was that?
It was fun. It was fun. I'm upset because two of my friends, two of my close friends, they told me like, oh, if you play, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I ended up playing and they just quit. And I was just like, yo, but it ended up being a lot of fun. I still had friends on the team and definitely like a great experience. And again, it just like brings so many connections and it just creates like stronger bonds with people and it's just fun.
That's awesome. That's great that you do 3 different sports. And I think that's, like you said, making friends all over and and creates greater bonds. And that's great that you're able to do that. So a lot of fun. I'm excited. So I have to come watch some football games, come see it, some basketball games and some volleyball games.
And some volleyball.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna have a busy schedule keeping up with you with the St. Rays. But all right. So I want to ask some fun questions just outside of the sports world. Before we ask those, I want to know pregame rituals or superstitions for football and other sports. Do they all the same or are they all different? Do you have them?
I feel like it just depends. Like when I wake up, how I'm feeling, I gotta play a certain type of music. Like before when I'm getting ready. Well, this like year was kind of different with COVID and everything because I had to get ready here, like at my house before I went to the field.
Yeah.
But like my freshman year, I would always have to listen to like a certain type of music. Heading there and then getting ready, always just listen to music, get my mind ready. And then it was different because my freshman year, we couldn't listen to music on the bus ride. So a long bus ride like to North Kingstown, it was musicless, and I feel like it wasn't part of like what I originally do. Um, another thing, another thing with me is probably you could see I have to wear a certain thing. Like I wore a black long sleeve
Yeah.
this whole season, a black long sleeve. I feel like long sleeve is just necessary for greatness. Like you have to wear a long sleeve during games. I don't think you'll ever see me with like a short sleeve. It's always long sleeve.
And now, is it always going to be the same color, the black one, or are you going to switch it up every year? How's that going to go?
I usually wear the black one. It's whatever matches. I have a white long sleeve too.
Okay.
Yeah, for different jerseys and all that.
I like it. I like it. That's awesome. And then what's the music that you have to listen to, like on how you feeling, like on a certain day?
Sometimes I I listen to Kodak Black, Chief Keef,
Okay.
like rap, like NBA Youngboy, and yeah, just
Nice.
rap.
That's awesome. And as rap your favorite music?
Yeah, it is.
Who's your do you have like a favorite artist?
Kodak Black.
Kodak Black. All right. I'll have
I
to
could
listen.
listen. I could listen to that like in any mood.
Really?
Just Kodak Black. Yeah.
Do you have a song suggestion that I have to listen to? That I'll check out.
Hold on. Let me look through real quick. If I'm lying, I'm flying by Kodak Black.
All right. If I'm lying,
I'm flying.
All right. I will check that out tonight probably. So
yeah.
All right. And then what about, do you have a favorite food?
I would say like chicken. I think that's like something everybody likes, but it's something I enjoy eating.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And then what's your favorite NFL team?
The Browns.
The Browns. All right. Yeah. Do you have a favorite player on the Browns or?
Not really. I used to like the Steelers, and then Antonio Brown left. He ended up on the Raiders. I didn't really like the Raiders.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown's my favorite player. I like Mayfield, Odell,
yeah,
Landry. Landry was one of my favorite wide receivers too. Someone that like an idol, someone definitely that I looked up to and like tried to like, work out and my skill set, try to like be like him.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. And do you have like a favorite NBA team or a favorite player there as well, or?
Not really. I don't really watch basketball, but no, not really.
No, that's fine.
Just play.
I just figured since you played, I don't know if you had a favorite team or anything. All right. And then last question, favorite thing to do outside of football and sports in general?
I would say eat. I love to eat. I love to try new foods. I also play a lot of video games. Not really anymore. I feel like with COVID, I was inside so much. Yeah. And that's all I did. So like finally that like I could go out, I'm going out. I like to hang out with friends and stuff. Just, just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Just get outside.
That's
try new things.
That's a great mentality. I love it, especially after everything we just been through the pandemic. So I love the mentality. All right. Well, Moses, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed our conversation. Do you have any questions, comments for me?
Did you play any sports? What sports did you play?
I was on the golf team. I played volleyball, and I played basketball, and I played soccer. So I played.
Where are you from? Like, are you from Rhode Island?
Yeah. I'm from Wesley. I was born and raised in Wesley, Rhode Island.
And I assume that you played for Wesley?
Yeah.
So you're Wesley at heart. It's Wesley.
It's Wesley. Yeah, I'm born and raised here. It's tough. Every time I moved around and I've done some like moved to different places across the country. Somehow I keep finding myself back here in Wesley. So
what like areas did you go?
I lived in Boston. Providence, and then I lived in Dallas, Texas for a while. And
Yeah. What made you like go to Dallas like so far?
so in Dallas, I took a job there so my original job was an accountant, but actually outside of that, I worked with my good friend who was on the show. He trains like professional basketball players and top college level basketball players and high school basketball players. So I worked with him and learned how to like, up my game and basketball training and coaching and everything like that. So I was a part-time job. So my boss, his boss, and our boss at the place was you might know Donald Driver. He used to play for the Green Bay Packers. He was a wide receiver. Boy, I think back. I think he retired. He retired. He's retired, but he was a big guy, wide receiver. So that was my boss. So he used to play in the NFL. So and they did football stuff there too. So, but I grew up coaching basketball and stuff. So that's why. So I learned a lot how to train for other players. Shortest guy on the court at all times. So
How tall are you?
I'm like 5. I'm 5'8".
5'8".
Yeah.
You said you like coach where? Like, have you coached like what any teams, like any high school teams?
Yep. I coached at Wheeler High School in Connecticut over in North Stonington.
Sorry?
At Wheeler High School.
Wheeler?
Yeah, in Connecticut though.
In Connecticut though?
Yep.
How was that? How was the experience like coaching?
It was good. I love coaching. I want to get back into it so bad. I miss coaching basketball and being around the kids. And right now I'm coaching Little League Baseball, which is a new thing. So I'm helping out a cousin there, but
in Westerly?
In Westerly, yeah.
Westerly?
Yeah.
I think I heard of something like that. Like, well, I in Wesley, isn't like it all like connected? Like, do you guys have like elementary, middle, and high? Just all like Westerly Middle School, Westerly Elementary.
Yeah.
And, like sports and everything's like connected.
Yep. Yeah.
Just Westerly Bulldogs.
Yep. Yeah. So like Pee Wee football is like Wesley Bulldogs, and then our like baseball teams are like for youth are like split up, and then they eventually do like some travel teams or the only thing that we really don't have in the area is AAU basketball, pretty much. But yeah, but the middle school, same thing as Wesley Middle School. So it's all the schools are connected. So yeah, it's a little bit of a system here. But yeah. But it's fun. I like being down here, but I miss coaching basketball the most. I love being around. I used to coach high school boys. It was a lot of fun, and I love miss being around the guys and coaching and just helping out where I can. So that's why I do the podcast to help out, speak with you guys and give you guys the credit that you deserve as well too. So I try to do that aspect as well too, because I know we have media outlets, but trying to give more media outlets as well too to help out the situation. So, but you guys are great, and it's awesome to get to know you guys through this and root for you guys. So it's cool.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Like, this was really fun.
Of course, Moses. Anytime, man. Excited for your first game on September 3rd against Shea. If you're in the area, definitely go check it out. They're at Shea on September 3rd. So, Moses, thank you so much for being on the show. I really enjoyed our conversation. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.